big sigh of relief today, Coach?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a really good day, busy day. Not used to having the schedule that we had yesterday. This time of year because of the signing day being during bowl practice, and so we went from one thing to the next. But it was a great day, absolutely.
Is it still a benefit for y'all? I know it presents a lot of challenges, especially doing it the first time. But I imagine you're still in favor of it.
I definitely am. For a couple of reasons. The biggest though being, you know what you have obviously by the time you get to January. So you know your exact numbers, and you know who to focus on, and then I think that it helps you prepare for the future. Because you know what you're getting in December, and you're locking down those spots, and it really helps you in January as you're going to recruit.
I know you guys don't know exactly how many spots depending on juniors, but do you have a ballpark idea of how many spots you might have?
In the end, you talking about like at the end of for February? You know what? It really does depend on that. So, we'll still have a handful left, hopefully. But it depends, on what how these guys play in these last two games are going to be critical for their decision. On whether they're gonna go to the league or not. So it truly is dependent on that. And Coach is going to have a good idea, hopefully, here in the next couple weeks, so that we have our marching orders on, okay, well, how many can we take and who can we take? There's still some guys, though, for sure, no matter what happens, that we're definitely going to take. So we're excited about that.
In your mind, what are the biggest needs you're looking to address as a staff for the February?
Well, it really depends on who we lose. That's the thing. We have a couple guys that are kind of on that. They're right there where you don't know if you're going to have them or not. And if you don't have them, then you go get them. I know there's a couple of D linemen. Even though we got a bunch of D linemen in this class, we're most likely done there. But it could open up some spots at other places, and you just shift them all around. And Coach Sweeney does a great job of that. And I know it's a relief for him too, because he does a great job of managing the roster. That's obviously a big job for him, and this helps him do that.
I asked Coach Sweeney about this yesterday, but how much of a challenge is it? You got so much competition at quarterback on that depth chart. To be able to land a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence with all the competition you have says a lot about not only where the program is, but what a special place that Clemson is. But I imagine you have a lot to do with that as well.
Well, it's fun because, number one, the culture is probably the most important thing for these guys, and that's why the competition thing is going to be everywhere you go. Obviously, we have some really good quarterbacks here, but there's a lot of really good quarterbacks at all the places. You can look at Georgia, you can look at Auburn, you can look. There's really good quarterbacks everywhere you go. So, what I do is I encourage these guys that we're recruiting to don't focus on that as much. You got to look at the depth chart. There's no doubt about it, but focus on the more important things like who are you going to be around, what type of culture are you going to be around, and these guys believe in that culture, and I even had a discussion with the guys in my room today just about being who you are. That's the most important thing, and Coach Sweeney says it all the time, but be who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. God has a plan for you, and you just kind of put your head down and you go hard, and you take one day at a time and be who you are, and things will work out how they're supposed to be.
I know you guys put out a graphic yesterday of getting the number one player in so many states. Do you guys take pride in that and the ability to go out to different places?
Absolutely. It says a lot about what we're about here, When you're beating teams like Ohio State for the number one player in their state, that says a lot of good things. And Jackson Carman only came on campus a couple times. It was somewhat similar to ETN last year. We got on him late. Not that we've been recruiting Jackson for a while, but he was only on campus a couple times. Well, ETN came, and literally after that one weekend, he committed to us, or soon after that one weekend. So again, it says a lot about the people, and that's the neatest thing about this place is if we can get guys to come on our campus and meet as many people as possible, it's such an advantage because we don't just talk it. People can feel it and sense it and touch it when they get on our campus. And obviously the facilities are kind of the icing on the cake, but we're second to none as far as that's concerned too. So that definitely helps.
You mentioned
yeah.
How hard is it for staff to get out that capacity abroad?
Yeah. Well, you're right. I think we're getting people from a little bit further away. And the way we look at that is we still want to be heavy in the closer areas. You know, we're going to swarm South Carolina. I mean, we signed 7 guys already from South Carolina in this class, you know. And so you want to hit hard the closer areas, but it doesn't say that we're not going to go out and get guys, especially if they show interest. You know, we're not going to actively, meaning go out there every spring in December and January and just kind of stay out there for weeks in California or even in Texas. But we'll go out there for sure, especially if there's a guy that shows interest in us first. And that's kind of been the difference with our footprint is we've had more guys coming and chasing us from further away, and then we got to decide, are they a fit for us? If they're a fit for us, then yeah, we'll go spend that money and go out there and make sure that we go recruit those guys and in the surrounding areas of where those guys are. So that's kind of how we look at that. You know, we've gotten a couple guys from Kansas and, you know, Indiana, where Hunter's from, you know, we'll go get, if they come to us and we see that fit is a good fit for us, and obviously if they're good enough and they fit that mold, then we'll go out to wherever we need to go get them.